Okay, this is a quick open up stretch for the fair weather bikers. Those that are like me, that you don't get on your bike too much, so when you do, maybe after a bike ride you feel a little bit creaky in the knees, and this is to prevent that feeling. So let's come to standing, and we'll start by just bending your right knee and pulling the right knee into the right buttock. So this is classic grade 8 gym class, right? Let's add a little bit more intention by bringing the shoulder blades back, soften the shoulders down, draw your elbows together, lift up through the center of your rib cage. If that's a lot for balance, you can hold on to an imaginary wall, you can grab a chair, hold on to the chair. Now start to push your foot down into your hand as you draw your shoulder blades back. Push your foot down and then pull your heel in. And pull your knee back a little bit more. Draw your shoulders back and then lower down. Give yourself a little shake. And now we'll do the other side. So bend your left knee. Scoop your foot up. You can also do this with one hand and bend your toes back. Start to draw your shoulder blades back together. Lift up through your sternum again. Draw your elbows together. Now start to push down into your hands with your left foot. Draw your knee just slightly back. And this can also just look like this. Just a very gentle, simple stretch up through the left thigh. Lower your left leg down. Shake both legs out. Shake it out. And then we'll come with the legs wide apart, about a little bit wider than hip distance, and then bring your hands to your hips. Lift your hips up and imagine that you're reaching your whole spine forward with your legs firmly planted. Slowly start to bring your hands down to your thighs and then below your knees to your shins if that's accessible. Start to either pull up on your thighs or pull up on your shins. Look at the floor. If that's tight on the neck, you can release your neck down. That's no problem. You can even shake your head out a little bit. As you pull up on your shins, lift your sit bones up toward the sky. Press down through your baby toes, base of your big toe, and the center of your heel. And then bring your hands to your hips and slowly come up. Step together. Bend your knees and come forward into a tabletop position. Step your left and right foot back and then come up into a triangle shape, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and then bring your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down toward the floor and start to sink down through the groin. So if the floor is not accessible, you can place pillows under your hands or books or blocks, or you can bring your hand up onto your right thigh and then lower down from there. You can also rest your forearms on your thighs, start to sink down through your groin, and then slide your left hip forward. You'll start to feel the sensation move from your thigh up into your lower abdomen or your hip flexors. So that allows your opening up in this area, will help you do the pull-up part of the biking, especially if you have the, I am revealing my lack of bike knowledge right now, I'm aware of that, the thing where you put your foot and it lifts, you have to keep your foot in there. That requires a lot more thigh strength than you might be used to, and you might get tightness through the hip flexors, so just preventing that. And then lower your hands down, slowly roll back. Lift your hands up onto your hips, so straight spine. If this is too much on your knee, you can place a little cushion under your leg and now start to fold forward. We're getting through the back of your right leg and especially into your calf. If you're not getting a lot of sensation, roll forward and start to pull your right toes back. That'll do it. And then roll forward. Step your right foot back and step your left foot forward. Start to sink down through your groin, with your hands on either side of the leg or on your thigh. So we tend to want to avoid the stretch just because, you know, sometimes we avoid things that don't feel totally amazing. We call that in the moto community a release valve. So here, our release valve is rolling the right hip way open, kind of just hanging out here. See if you can instead roll your right hip forward so that your right thigh is facing the floor more. And then slowly roll back. I'm really gentle here. You can keep your hands on the floor on your blocks, or you can take your hand and start to pull your left toes back. And again, if you're not getting a lot of sensation, you can just accentuate that pull back on your toes. You're also welcome to fold forward over your left leg. And lift it up is also an option. Hands on the hips is also an option, or hands on a chair or the wall. And then rock forward to place your left foot down. Roll back, step your left foot back. Step heel, toe, or heel, 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 pedaling through the legs, bending your knees. And then lower your knees to the floor and stand up on your knees. We're just going to do a mini backward bend. So if you are used to camel, just be aware we're not really super warmed up right now. So we're just doing a gentle warm up. Let's take a back crawl stroke. So reaching your arms back behind you. Swimming I do a lot. Maybe we'll do a swimming tips one day. Draw your shoulders back, elbows together, shoulder blades together, and simply look up. We're not really bending back, we're just reversing the movement of our hunching over our phones and computers habit. We all do it, I certainly do. So just reversing that, getting prepped for your ride, and then lower your buttocks down, turn around, lie down on your back, take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can just lie here for a couple minutes, and after your ride it's great to do a cool down for your muscles and joints. You can just come into this position and bring your knees to your chest. Just do some general rolling around and then take this pose, Shavasana or corpse pose. Enjoy and see you next time.